Hey everyone, Lonnie here. This week's video I'm going to make a jig or a sled for joining wood. Typically I've been using a hand plane on the edges to get a nice clean fit. But I'm usually limited on time and got 2 or 3 projects usually going on, so I need something quicker. Now I have tried using my router table and I've had either good luck or really bad luck. It's just not consistent enough for me. Now I originally seen Steve Ramsey build this jig. I'm going to do a variant on it. And I have seen several other versions of it. So that's
I've got 2 pieces of MDF. They've been pre-cut. Both sides are perfectly square. This one's going to be my base. I want a good stable base, but I don't need one that's 15 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this at probably 10 inches. I'll mark on each side. Here's where I'll line up my marks. Now this is a jig, so I don't mind using a permanent marker to make things easier to see. Now I want some good hand grips. I'm thinking, once again, 10 inches off. I'll do 9 inches. Now I've gone ahead and marked the side that I'm going to cut. That way I protect this edge. The downside with these little contractor saws, these fences really aren't very accurate or strong. And I've checked and double checked it, don't mean it won't slide on me. The MDF is very dusty. I went ahead and shut off my heat. That way it cuts down on the chance of flame. Something I found, I've got a 0 clearance guard in here, and I've got a dust collection box underneath, which really seems to help. I don't have a dust collection system, but it will cut down on my dust dramatically. Now, if you got a few whiskers, regular breathing protection it doesn't seal very well. These little face masks, go into a hospital currently, you cough a little bit and they think you got Ebola, and you can get a handful of these, or a bandana. Now with the 2 main boards cut, this upper piece, this is going to be my grip. What I want to do is be able to grip it at any point to help steady it up against the fence and square my work. I'm going to mark and cut out some grab holes and probably round off these edges strictly for the dartboard secured to your workbench, making sure you're out towards the end, that way you don't drill or cut into your workbench. This is MDF. I've got 2 buckets underneath of it to kind of catch debris and dust. It probably won't catch most of it. You just need some starter holes. I'm going to use a jigsaw to cut these out, staying on the insides of the holes. I don't have any kind of breathing protection on right now because I've kind of got to blow the debris or dust out from the cutting area so I can see the lines. taking my baseboard, keeping track of the side I cut and the side that's going up against the fence. Now it's 10 inches. Set this at about 4 1/4 because I want more working area over there. And I'll line my guard up. Hold it in place. Mark the right side of it. I'll use a 30-second drill bit. Okay, that gives me a good center in the board. I'll flip it over. Use my countersink. Anybody knows a good video showing how to sharpen a countersink, I'd love to hear about it. Okay. I'll flip it back over such. Let's run a bead of glue. Now where I rounded off the ends of this, it's going to make it just a bit of a booger to get clamped. I've got one end of it off the table. And just take a damp rag and clean the extra off. And I ain't looking for perfect, I just don't want no huge beads sticking out. I've got other stuff to put on this yet. Now after a suitable amount of time has passed, in this case about 2 hours, the glue will be holding tight enough I can go ahead and finish drilling my pilot holes into the guard and sink some 1-inch screws. It's important in MDF to drill a pilot hole, otherwise you will split it out. Now once I've drilled my pilot holes into my main guard, I will go ahead and sink the screws working from the center out. Then I will do a light sanding to smooth up the edges so that it travels over the top of the table saw with ease. Now I need to work on bracing up the fence side of it. As I'm using it, I don't want it to snap on me. I want it to be nice and secure, so I'm going to put some little braces on this side, about 4 to 5 of them. Going to spread my braces out just where they coincide with the handles. I could measure them and make them exact, but
This is just going to be a shop tool. So. Now once again, 3/32 drill bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and countersink the bottom and the back for this side. And once I've drilled the countersinks, that way I don't try sinking the board into the wrong place, I'll put the last three on the opposite side, and that'll keep me from drilling it over. Now I won't be able to clamp these, so I'll just kind of have to get the best even coating of glue I can, spread it out, and I'll let it set probably about another hour, 2 hours. Alright, you ever have one of those moments where you just go, duh? Well, I did. Now I was just going to leave these set on here to glue, but since I already pre-drilled my holes and I had them in place, I simply went through the back side first and secured them. Turned it around, did the other side, and simply flipped it over. No big deal. Now, on the front, you see these braces. All this is to give me just a little more working room out here on the cut side. Now, toggle clamps come in a variety of styles and sizes. My wife was looking for stocking stuffers, asked me what I wanted. I told her, she looked it up and said, "Is this it?" And I said, "Yes." You really need to look at the size. Now this is a little bitty sucker, but thankfully she got me about 4 of them, and I'm going to use all 4 of them to secure my work. I'm going to add a little spacer block to lift it up. That way I can lock it down and lock the board in the place I'm working on. These shafts are adjustable, and this will get me down to a 1/2 inch. Fairly easy. Double check while I'm flapping my jaws. Yeah. I've got regular small wood screws I'm going to secure these with. I'm using straight wooden blocks. These are about 3/4 inch thick, maybe a little more, a little less. No, 3/4 inches. I'm going to space them in here, keeping most of my force towards the middle. And I'll mount each one of these on here. I'm going to, once again, glue and screw, and then we'll attach these and we'll give it a try. Alright, now I've glued and screwed my brace blocks or support blocks in place. I'm going to take the toggle clamps and a pencil, wherever I've got one at, mark where I'm going to drill my pilot holes. I'm going to use a 1/16 drill bit. What I'm actually going to use is these little bitty, these are probably 1/4 inch wood screws. I'll get everything secured in place, sand the bottom of it, probably give it a coat of wax, and then we'll give it a try. Well, there it is. I'll do a light sanding. Make this as smooth as now I'm going to kind of round it. Try it.
Lock in my first board. It feels pretty secure. Alright, there really ain't no space there. Lock the fence in. Lay it up just a little bit. Let's give it a try. See how it is. Of course, these are different thicknesses, but that shouldn't make a difference. That's actually pretty good. One or two variants, but I think I can use it. Well, there you have it. It worked out pretty good. Only problem I had is I had a block right off the back, kind of split, and I had to patch it fairly cheap. I could always put larger toggos on. I was a little hesitant at how high the grip was, but I actually felt very safe using it. And I was able to hold close to the fence. I just wished I had something over here. I don't know what it would be. Not my idea, but a very good one, and the easiest way I have found for joining boards on the cheap yet. The biggest defect would have to be the fence on my saw. It does have some movement in it, and I kind of caught it moving a little bit, but I still had really good results. Well, thanks for taking time to watch. Please subscribe. I hope you enjoy this and some of my other projects. Thanks. See you later.